So this is the second time I've done this kind of thing, but we'll start again with what I mean by actually using only one Pokemon. In almost every video on YouTube about beating a Pokemon game with only a single Pokemon, there's a rule that the one Pokemon is only to be used in battles, but other Pokemon will be caught for HMs. This is necessary because otherwise the answer to can you beat Pokemon Red with only Ditto is no, you can't get past all the trees, idiot. But of course I want to see if it is possible to actually beat a Pokemon game with only one Pokemon, no exceptions for HMs. And I wrote a long explanation for why I skipped from Blue to SoulSilver, but it seemed a bit long to front load the video with, so here it is on screen for a few seconds, you can read it, but I'm just going from Blue to SoulSilver is the important thing. So in the Johto remakes, the required HMs are Cut, Surf, Strength, Whirlpool, Waterfall, and Rock Climb. Pokemon that can learn all of those are Feraligatr, Empoleon, Bibarel, Mew, and Arceus. As you can already see, I picked Feraligatr for a variety of reasons. Some might be obvious, like it's in Johto, so it's already there, but the most important is that Totodile is my favorite Pokemon. That's the main reason. Cue the official Pokemon YouTube channel's Totodile Best Moments fan compilation. Now it's important to note that it does require the evolved forms. Totodile can't learn Rock, Climb, or Strength, but Feraligatr can. So it'll have to evolve, which breaks the convention a little bit, but I'm only going to do it when I need the new HMs. Which means I'll have to evolve to Croconaw to learn Strength, which is right before Blackthorn City, and only evolve to Feraligatr when it's time for the final battle against Red. So to quickly cover the rules, I'm only allowed to use a single Totodile and its evolutions, no other Pokemon for any reason whatsoever. Totodile can only evolve when it is required to learn new HMs to progress through the game. No items in battle. I'd talk about Totodile's stats or something, but I think I've already done enough talking about what will be happening. I'm writing this script as I go, by the way. So the first Totodile I got had an adamant nature, which boosts physical attack at the cost of special attack. That definitely could be good since Feraligatr is a physical attacker, but it may cause trouble at times when I have to use special moves, like if I get Surf before Waterfall, it'll be a weak Surf, but I still decided to keep it. My first battle against Hoot Hoot is actually quite easy, very different from my last run like this. After beating it though, I realized I should probably EV train a little bit, now that that's a mechanic. Looking at Feraligatr's stats, I think speed and physical attack are probably the priorities to increase, but I'd be able to make use of anything that isn't a special attack EV. So I look up some options that like, oh, can I EV train against any Pokemon here? And there are not many and they're not very good. I don't want to grind 400 battles right away, so what I'm going to do is just fight any wild Pokemon I encounter if it gives speed or attack, and run away if it doesn't. But first, in order to encounter any, I have to stop playing at night, because it's only Hoot Hoots at night, which aren't what I want. Alright, playing again tomorrow morning. I'll just be looking at what EVs a Pokemon gives whenever I encounter it throughout the journey. And so, my first rival battle had my rival use Growl a whole 6 times to take my attack to the minimum level before finally using a single tackle. Other than that, it was an uneventful early game. I do however make sure to get youngster Joey's phone number. I get through Sprout Tower very easily and learn Bite along the way. Then I challenge Falconer's Gym and I actually lose the first time. I get hit by a single sand attack, but apparently that was enough to miss over half of my attacks, and the Pidgeot just kept roosting to heal whenever I did hit. My second try though, I don't get hit by sand attack, so Roost is still annoying, but the fight isn't actually difficult. Totodile just bites them to death. After I get out of the gym, I get a call from Professor Elm wanting me to carry an egg. I desperately try to avoid it because I want to try never owning a second Pokemon at all, but I'm blocked by this guy saying somebody wanted to give me an egg. So I go to talk to them and say I don't want the egg, but I'm still blocked, so I have to go back and take the egg. And then this weirdo outside said to take good care of the egg because it's important, so I shove it into the PC and try to release it, but can't. While traveling through Union Cave, my Totodile reaches level 18, and I have to cancel its evolution for the first time. And then in Slowpoke Well, I fight the scariest and cruelest guy in Team Rocket. He doesn't even hit us a single time. I do learn Ice Fang afterwards, so that's kind of nice. At Bugsy's gym, I find another set of trainers that refuse to double battle me because I only have one Pokemon. And then I also lose my first battle against Bugsy because of his Scyther's U-turn. So I decide to go to Ilex Forest for some training since it seems there's some quest there, and I'm surprised by a rival battle that I probably should have remembered at this point with all the times I've seen people make the choice between which of these two battles they want to do. Anyway, with the incredible power of biting, we win without taking a single hit. We also got a lucky freeze on Bayleaf, but I'm pretty sure we would have won anyway, because I think we could take a single hit from Bayleaf. So I go on through Ilex Forest and sneak up on some Farfetch'd to get the cut HM. So my next time trying to fight Bugsy, his Scyther just doesn't attack. Instead of U-turn, it uses Leer and Focus energy, so I defeat it with 2 Ice Fangs, and the other 2 Pokemon are Metapod and Croconaw, so yeah, Totodile bites them to death again. But now it has come time to teach the first HM, Cut. I decided to get rid of Water Gun since my physical attack is so much higher than my special that even against a Pokemon weak to water, it would barely deal more damage than Bite. When I get to Goldenrod City, I decide to get the radio card for the Pokegear, which might have been mandatory, I'm not sure. Whitney and I are both annoyed at the use of apricots to trick you when it's apricorns. Oh, that's not an apricot, it's an apricorn, whatever that is. And I spent some time listening to the radio, and wow, it's just beautiful. Let me read you a few lines from it. Rattata may be seen around the bell tower. Rattata, if one walks with you as a companion, you'll think it's so wonderful. Ghastly may be seen around Sprout Tower. Ghastly, if you lightly poke it and see, you'll feel so hopeful. Flaffy may be seen around Route 42. Flaffy, whether you see them above or below, you'll be intensely appealing. Poliwag, anytime, you'll feel totally at ease. Magikarp, only when you're there, it will never cease to amaze you. Okay, great. While you were distracted with that, I already beat Whitney. Yeah, that fast, you don't even need to see it. Okay, actually, I lost 6 times before giving up and training against trainers on the route ahead. A combination of Attract and flinches from Stomp just completely stopped me from attacking. I mean, look at my first attempt. I'm stopped by Attract 5 times in a row and nearly lose to her Clefairy. I never did lose to the Clefairy, but oh my god, the Attract, the flinch. I should have reset until I got a female Totodile, clearly. Anyway, after a lot of fighting like level 12 Pokemon, Johto's level curve is pretty bad, I level up to 27 and get Crunch, which should be enough to beat her now. My first attempt starts out quite well with no damage taken from the Clefairy, and Crunch getting a crit to deal half of Miltank's health in one hit, but then 2 Super Potions, and Attract, and Flinches. In case anybody's wondering about other strategies I could use, I've tried going for a freeze with Ice Fang, but her Miltank has a Lumberry, so I need to hit 2 10% freeze chances through Attract and Flinch spam with a 95% accuracy. While training though, I did check the game corner TMs and items to see if any might be useful, and there is Swords Dance. I initially assumed Totodile couldn't learn it, but after all of that happening I checked and, oh, it can. So, time to gamble. Kind of. It's Voltorb Flip in Heart Gold. Okay, Swords Dance is 4,000 coins. I spent like 30 minutes playing Voltorb Flip and got to 1,000 and stopped because I remembered that it has been 1,000, but I'm just going to grind more then. There's a construction worker blocking me from going past the bug catching contest. I'd love to compete in it, but again, I'm trying to only have 1 Pokemon. So I decided to take a look at Totodile's TMs for the first time. I didn't think I'd really need anything interesting in there, but Brick Break or Focus Punch would be super effective, but neither are available. I could use Black Glasses to power up Crunch. They're available in the Dark Cave, which I passed earlier, but it seems they're on the other side of the cave I can't get to yet. For 1,000 coins, I could get the Silk Scarf, which boosts normal type moves, and I can learn Slash soon, which with Silk Scarf would be slightly more powerful than Crunch. Oh, they also have a Metronome, which boosts the power of a move if you keep using it, plus 10% each time, up to a maximum of 100%. That's really good. There are absolutely times I fought Whitney where I've attacked 10 whole times. Oh, it only boosts if you use your move successfully. So when I inevitably get attracted and flinch to hell, it'll lose the boost. Whatever, I'll try anyway. My first attempt, I get infatuated by Cute Charm and lose a turn, so I immediately reset. That's not going to work. I need Metronome to actually boost my attacks. Then the next time, Whitney's Clefairy uses Metronome and gets Mirror Shot to lower my accuracy. So it's another attempt, another Cute Charm making me lose my Metronome boost. And there, that was all I needed to land 2 100 accuracy moves in a row. How difficult could that be? Miltank immediately uses Attract, but Totodile's Fangs find their mark and decrease Miltank's defense. A super potion is nothing against the pure power Metronome boosted Crunch is built now. God damn it, there's another one! And I'm immobilized! I just need 2 or 3 more hits. She's out of potions, I'm full on health. I got one. Just one more. She crit! I'm immobilized! Ah! Yes! Yes! Ah! Yes! Yes! Cry, you motherfucker! Keep crying! Yes! I have to say, I don't remember Whitney being particularly difficult before. I mean, I first played Silver like 20 years ago. I played SoulSilver 13 years ago, so I could have forgotten. But basically, I mean, it wasn't memorable enough for me to remember her being difficult. I actually do remember that when I played SoulSilver last, I probably fought Whitney with only Croconaw. Basically, I was waiting to find a wild Pokemon I liked enough to catch, and I just never did until Red Gyarados, I think. So I've kind of done SoulSilver solo challenge before, just like freely evolving the Totodile, I guess. Also, I just realized that the construction before wasn't blocking me from continuing, it was only blocking the Pokeathlon. I remember seeing the cut tree that was actually the thing blocking me, and thinking I'd check on it after I went down first here, but and I forgot. But I do need to get a watering can somehow. I don't remember where that is. She mentioned a flower shop, so I tried that. And okay, you get it after beating Whitney, sure. By my policy though, Cedarwood only gives defense EVs, so I just run away. It was very entertaining though, it would seem. On the next track there's this obvious double battle setup, but it's a bit weird if you only have one Pokemon. The trainer on the left walks up to you first, even though they're the one that's further away. I think that's weird. I don't know. It's right next to Ecruteak City and Morty's gym, which I try to enter, but I'm told he's at the burned tower, so I have to leave. Then, right as I leave the door, I get an urgent call from youngster Joey. That's a bit of a weird thing to say. Joey, I don't know why you'd call me and tell me that. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, at the burned tower is a rival battle. His Ghastly goes down to a single Crunch, and his Bayleaf just takes 2 Ice Fangs. However, it does actually set up a Reflect, which could be kind of bad. His next Pokemon is Magnemite, which resists everything I can use against it, so Crunch is still my best option, and it does very little damage. He tries to Confuse me, but luckily I resist the confusion the first time, not the second time. I am predictably stopped from attacking, but the Reflect does wear off, and with Magnemite's earlier defense drop, another Crunch knocks it out. I go for Crunch against Zubat for the extra 5% accuracy over Ice Fang, and it still takes it out in one hit. That was actually a fair difficulty, I think. It was like a good fight. And yeah, that's right, I couldn't catch a Legendary. It would mean having a second Pokemon. So then I go downstairs and scare these incredibly rare animals away from this man who spent 10 years searching for them. You know, just normal things to do. So then I go back to Morty's gym, where the trainers just have 11 Ghastlies and Haunters, and not a single Ghost-type Pokemon from Johto. Where is Misdreavus? They're an easy sweep because my best move is Dark-type, and so I'm expecting Morty to be as well. His first Ghastly is taken out in one hit, but then he sends in his Gengar to Mean Look Me. It is defeated without accomplishing anything. His Haunter then uses Curse, but it's way too late in the battle for that. It just ensures defeat in only one hit. Then his second Haunter hits a Sucker Punch for almost no damage and dies to one critical hit. I don't think the crit mattered there. So after Morty, I look up where the Surf HM is so I don't accidentally go past it and have to come back. And it says Equitique City, so I have to go find that somewhere. The Strength HM 2, and that's east of here apparently. There's a Team Rocket Grunt taking the stage of the dance theater and I guess doing a hula dance? Kind of funny to imagine. He has a single level 12 coughing. Wow. Johto level scaling, huh? That's where Surf was. I thought it might be. I just learned that in place of a flail that I had never actually used. I thought it might come up, but nah. Water coverage might be useful. Then I go and walk east to see where Strength is, and it's a random hiker just comes out of the cave and gives it to you. That's kind of weird. So along with having over-leveled a lot to fight Whitney, this is also the point where Johto's level curve starts to really flatten. So on my way to Olivine City, I start avoiding all the trainers instead of battling most of them. And then once at Olivine, I have to climb this lighthouse to get to Jasmine, which immediately forces me into a bunch of battles against level 15 Pidgeys. Wow. And then you go to Cyanwood, and it's just full of Tentacool. Yay. I do get to take a nice picture with my Totodile when I get there, though. But then after the route full of level 15 to 19 Pokemon, the gym immediately jumps to level 30 Hitmonchan using Thunder Punch against my Totodile. And my best move, Crunch, is resisted. My physical attack is almost double my special attack, so considering the same type attack bonus, Surf should actually be a stronger move than Ice Fang here, especially since most fighting types have weaker special defense than physical defense. I still battle every trainer in the gym for a bit of extra experience though. So Chuck's Primeape opens up with a Leer, which is actually a bit scary, but a critical hit Surf nearly knocks it out. Chuck of course heals it with a potion, but my Surf does half damage this time, and then it double teams and I miss. Then he switches to Poliwrath, who I knew would be a problem. It resists every move I have except Cut, and actually has a Water Absorb as well, so I'm barely dealing any damage with Cut. I definitely need a new move to beat Poliwrath. Or maybe I could just get lucky it uses Focus Energy absolutely constantly. If I outspeed Primeape here, I win. I don't outspeed it, but... Huh, okay. Well, as far as getting a new move, the move leader is all the way in Blackthorn City, so I'm stuck with Cut and Surf for now. I'd like to consider teaching Strength to a better neutral damage move, but Totodile can't learn Strength. Croconaw can, and I don't need to evolve it yet, so I can't do that. Other TMs, the only possibly useful ones I already have are Dig and Shadow Claw. Both would be neutral damage at about the same power as Crunch, but they're not that good. I'd rather keep my moveset for now if I can. I'm just going to try a few more times to see if I can get lucky with the Focus Energies. Also, wait. Give me a moment. Okay, wait, it was actually Focus Punch the whole time. I just wasn't reading carefully enough. It still didn't do anything because I hit it first. So it's actually even worse than Focus Energy. So I tried again, and it's kind of close because of how useless Focus Punch is. And Hypnosis has a chance of failing as well. But I think I want to level up just one more time, real quick. Oh, and Suicune's here. I was just looking for wild Pokemon, but I guess I have a trainer battle against this Mystery Man. He's not anything special, but his Electrode completely destroys me because it's just a really fast Electric type. Can't beat it. It's pretty lucky there's no Electric or Grass Gym in Johto, huh? And then when I go back to see if I can rebattle him, he's gone. So I reset to see if I could win later. I don't know. Instead of just battling Chuck repeatedly, I'm just going to go make use of a unique feature of Johto, that being the wacky order you can do gyms in. I'm going to go battle Jasmine instead, then maybe Price too. Sure, who cares about level curves? Once I get to Jasmine's gym, I immediately realize that I was only thinking about how Steelix is weak to Surf, and so I'd be able to beat it, but actually the other Steel types might be very difficult to fight. But there are no gym trainers here, so it's just a fight to Jasmine. But the Magnemites are not going to be easy. So first I try Surf, which actually almost knocks it out. Her Thunderbolt does a little more than almost knock me out though. So just to check, I try again using Crunch on Magnemite, and it's significantly less damage. I did survive one Thunderbolt this time though, and used Surf to beat a single Magnemite, and then I beat the next one in a single hit. Steelix is fairly fast though, sadly, so I'll probably lose. It didn't knock it out. That wasn't Sturdy, right? Sturdy doesn't do that until Gen 5, it just naturally was extremely close. Okay, that was a weird fight. I guess I'm trying it again. And then after 2 more attempts where her first Magnemite one-shots me, I sweep the gym? Why does her second Magnemite get knocked out in one hit? First one has so much health left after the Surf. Is the first, like, special defense boosted nature fully EVs in health and special defense, and the second one a special defense decreasing nature? That's such a big difference. I guess I won. I was actually thinking of teaching Dig if I hadn't almost won the second time by pure chance. After only a single fight though, I'm not much stronger, so I guess I'll go for Price instead of back to Chuck. And here we are, right back to level 18 Pikachu trainer battles. Amazing. I quickly look up what's inside Mount Mortar to see if I should bother with it, and it does have the TM for Aerial Ace, which Totodile can learn somehow. That would be a pretty good move against Chuck. It requires Waterfall to get to it though, so I can't actually get it. Dang. And actually the trainers on the way to Price are even weaker than the ones on the way to Chuck. Like, what is wrong here? Level 15 Geodude, yes, that's a good idea to have them fight right after the level, like, 25 gym that was Morty. And it would be even better if they fought it after the level 35 gym that is Jasmine. Yes, that's the intended order you fight them in. Why? And I make it to Mahogany Town and go to the Lake of Rage to fight the Gyarados there. Its Intimidate cuts my attack, but Gyarados barely does any damage back, so it's still an easy fight. And then forced to battle 26 Pokemon under level 20 in a row. There's no choices here, it's just a straight line hallway, pretty much, with just Team Rocket that you fight for like an entire hour. It's not fun. On the way through, I get Protein, which still works on Totodile, so I do have more EV training I can do. And at the end of it all, we have to fight Fake Giovanni, who has an incredible team of level 22 Zubat, Coughing. Oh, then this one's really good. Watch out for this. He has a level 24 Eradicate. And then a second boss battle. Oh my god. The difficulty is just unfair. It's just so unfair that he has a level 25 Arbok. Oh my god. That's the same level as a Pokemon I fought like 3 hours ago. Wow. It did actually intimidate, which was inconvenient, and I run out of Crunch PB in the fight, but the real boss battle are these 3 Electrodes. Despite my 20 level advantage, they're still faster. And I was worried about like a Thunder hitting me or something, but it didn't. The only attack they actually hit with was Rollout, so okay. Then I can go to Price's gym, and I have to fight the unbeatable Skier Diana, a level 29 Jinx. That's stronger than the strongest member of Team Rocket. This gym has got to be incredibly difficult if that's their weakest trainer. I make it through this seemingly impossible gym to challenge Price. I just spend Crunch against the Seal, and then Surf against the Piloswine, and then Crunch again against the Dugong. I try to just keep going because Waterfall is probably further east, and that's a good move, I want to get that, but this random guy stops me and tells me to go to Olivine or Sandwood first, which is weird, but I guess I have to go fight Chuck now. I'll time how long it takes me to walk there. I actually made it back in only 2 minutes and 17 seconds. There's a lot of emulator speed up in there, by the way, but I guess that was okay. So for now, my strategy is the same as last time. Use Surf against Primeape, which likes to use Double Team, but I don't miss this time. And my Surf is now a much more consistent 2-hit KO, but he always switches to Poliwrath, it seems. Lucky Poliwrath then wastes 2 turns on Focus Punch, but Chuck has a lot of healing. Citrus Berry on the Poliwrath, and after another 2 cuts, a Hyper Potion. Luckily I've taken almost no damage by this point because of the excessive use of Focus Punch. Even when he doesn't, Body Slam or Surf don't deal too much damage. And so a crit finally knocks out Poliwrath, so it's just one final Surf to defeat Primeape and finally defeat Chuck. Probably would have been easier if I just learned a new move with a TM, or even if I learned Slash by level up earlier, but the HMs restricting my move total are making me very cautious, which is part of the challenge here. I finally get Fly, which would be really great right now if I had a Pokemon to use it. Then I get a call from Professor Elm about radio broadcast and Team Rocket, something weird. Okay, it's a weird phone call, but I wonder when you're supposed to get that call. Oh, maybe I have to go to Goldenrod now. I thought he was talking about the Lake of Rage, which I had already beaten. Anyway, on my way there, I decided to check if Cut is actually necessary to get to Goldenrod. I haven't needed it in a while, and if I go through the national park, then it isn't. So, I think you only need that to get through Ilex Forest, so it's completely safe to delete that once I get to Blackthorn City. But at Goldenrod, I need to find a Team Rocket disguise somehow. I don't actually know where that is. Oh, obviously, it's in this random room in the tunnels under the city. Of course, it's the first place you check, is every single room in the tunnel under the city. Okay, so I get the disguise, and it's immediately... You just get immediately revealed, and then have to battle the person that you had to disguise to get past. What did the disguise even do? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, anyway... This time, Team Rocket has upgraded their endless horde of Pokemon from below level 20 to just above level 20. Wow. I'm level 46, by the way. One of them did actually have 2 grass types, which are kind of dangerous to me, but most of the trainers this time are actually possible to dodge instead of just being a literally 2-tile-wide corridor you're forced to walk directly down. And so I get to fight one of the directors who has literally just 5 coughings and a wheezing. I lose due to being smokescreened 5 times and missing 6 attacks in a row. Anyway, the director's in a tunnel or something, a weird woman shows up again, and there's a rival battle down there, and then even more Team Rocket, yay. Okay, the rival battle might be interesting. I start with Ice Fang to one-shot his Golbat. His Meganium is 14 levels below me, but is not one-shot by Ice Fang. It does flinch though, so I still beat it without taking any damage. Next to the Magnemite, which I've had trouble with before, but I know Surf works best against them now, so I'm able to one-shot it. Haunter is also one-shot by Crunch. And then Sneasel actually hits me with Feint Attack, and isn't one-shot by Crunch because of resistances. I should have used Surf. I couldn't remember if Dark actually resisted itself, but it took me 2 more Surfs to knock it out, but it wasn't anything dangerous. So I fight the other Team Rocket members and get the director's key, and it leads to... Oh, the basement of the department store. I forgot about that when I was here earlier. Time to go shopping. I buy some Max Repels, a TM for Blizzard, and a Protein and a Carbos. The Carbos doesn't work, but the Protein did, so I keep buying them until they stopped working, which took 4. I head back to the radio tower and fight Proton, and he's even weaker than the last leader. Weird. And then it's Ariana, who actually might be trouble since she opens up with Arbok to immediately intimidate me, and Crunch doesn't even deal half of its health, but I get a defense drop, so the next Crunch does knock it out anyway. But I was paralyzed by Glare. Then she sent out Vileplume, which only uses Sweet Scent on me, and it is knocked out by a critical hit Ice Fang. I don't know if the crit mattered, but I'll take it. Then our last Pokemon is Murkrow, which is beat by a single Ice Fang. Okay, that wasn't that bad. The immediate Intimidate and Paralysis intimidated me, so it was definitely possible to lose that battle. And then they have another Rocket leader? How many leaders are there? Why is it like this? At this point, you don't even need to hear, I fought them, he lost. None of these battles are interesting except the Intimidate one, because I happen to be using only one Pokemon with a physical focus move. His team is Sweep with Surf. And then the radio director gives me a mythical artifact to summon a legendary Pokemon. Why did he have this? Okay. I go back to Mahogany Town, and I'm now allowed to go east toward Blackthorn City. The enemy trainers here have level 29 Pokemon. It's amazing. I start going through the ice cave and find a necessary HM sitting on the ground at the end of an optional puzzle. Why is this here? Oh, once you walk past them, the guy here stops you and would probably tell you to get it if you didn't get it. Okay, that's still a bit weird, but you're not going to miss it, I guess. I'm not going to teach Waterfall yet, because I might need Ice Fang for the upcoming gym. I'll get the move deleter there so I can get rid of Lucky Cut. But this is now the time where I need to learn Strength. You just need it to get pushed these rocks down to get past this ice puddle. So it's time. I fight a few wild Pokemon, and finally after 33 denied evolutions, I let Totodile evolve. As for which move to replace, I guess Crunch, because Strength is the same power. While it's the worst type, Dark type coverage wasn't really important, so Strength should be fine. And so now with all the boulders pushed, I can continue through the ice path. Then there's a weird woman here who wants me to ram into her, I don't know. And then I finally arrive at Blackthorn City. The move deleter. Finally, I found it. First though, I have to see if I can actually get out of here without Cut. I'm mainly worried because I know I need to get back to the first town, and there's like a cut tree near there somewhere, so I'm just gonna make sure. I saved before leaving and head all the way down to Route 29. And there's actually no direct way from Route 29 back up. There are ledges in the way, so I think I'd have to navigate the dark cave to get around. When I was traveling, I thought to myself, I should check if there are any important items on the way. And I checked where Mr. Water was, and it turns out it's in the city I just left, Cherry Grove City. So I just turn around a bit and surf out of there and get it. Cool. Okay, so now I can get all the way to the connection between Violet, Goldenrod, and Ecruteak without Cut. So I can basically get through all of Johto without it. I am safe to complete. So now I have to try navigating Dark Cave without Flash. I looked up a map and... oh, you can't go back to Blackthorn through Dark Cave either. But I can use it to reach the ledges at the bottom of the path to Blackthorn City. There's really just a single way to get there. That's gonna be really annoying. To even get to the move deleter and relearn, I need Surf and Strength. I can delete them while I'm there if I have to. For now I reset the game to go back where I saved in Blackthorn, and I'll pick up the Mystic Water later. So I quickly delete Cut and enter the Blackthorn gym. Fighting the trainers, I find Ice Fang is pretty good against Dragonairs and Dratini's, but my best move against Seadros is Strength, which is not perfect, but it might be good enough. I'll have to just fight Claire and see. It starts with Gyarados, which, it already intimidates me, and Strength is my best move. It doesn't do much. Dragon Rage does a flat 40 damage to me twice before I'm able to defeat the Gyarados with the third Strength, and I'm down to half health. Our Dragonair isn't even one-shot by Ice Fang. I do get a freeze, but that's a fairly small chance. I have to fight two of them, and the second doesn't freeze, but is almost beaten by only one Ice Fang. Odd. But it does paralyze me, and then Claire heals the Dragonair, and then... but this time it is a one-shot. It's just like that Magnemite situation before, I guess. Well, Croconaw is on half health and paralyzed against her strongest Pokemon. All I can do is use Strength, I think. Its Dragon Pulse does a lot of damage, while its Strength does barely any to it, and I'm defeated by Hydro Pump. So the big problem there was obviously the Gyarados and Kingdra. Kingdra is really hard to hit super effectively, and all of her Pokemon are just Water type. So I looked through Croconaw's Learn set for any possible move that could help. If I get lucky with a Dragon type hidden power, it's special, so it wouldn't even be that strong. I did buy Blizzard. Honestly, I don't think it would help here. Ice Fang is basically as strong because of higher physical attack. On Sunday, there's a chance of Return being given away at the Goldenrod department store. That's probably my highest power neutral type physical attack. It's really annoying to get though. It could get Swords Dance, but that's even more annoying to get. If I go to the move tutors at the Battlefront tier, there are some extra moves. The Battlefront tier isn't open yet, never mind. So beating Kingdra is really what matters. As far as I can see, it's either Return giving me a small attack boost, or Swords Dance giving me a huge attack boost. I could also get the Silk Scarf while I'm there. It's another 1,000 coins at the game corner, but the boost to Return of Strength could be good. More than the Metronome is giving me, since I have to alternate between Ice Fang and Strength. Before I go out on a huge quest for those moves, I try fighting Claire 2 more times, and it goes basically the same but a bit worse, so I definitely need to do something new here. So, I spent, I think, 2 hours playing Voltorb Flip. The in-game time changed while I was in there. After a while, I was getting tired of it, so I tried an online solver, and it didn't seem to be doing much better than I was, so I stopped using it, but eventually I got even more tired of it, and I started using it just to get it over with less thinking about it, but still like this last time, for example, I did that on my own. It's an okay game, I guess. Anyway, I got Swords Dance and the Silk Scarf. I don't have the move slot to also get Return unless I get rid of Ice Fang, which wouldn't be that bad. Return's only slightly weaker effectively. I guess I'll do that if I still lose to Claire, but I think this could be enough. Now I just have to go through the entire north of Johto and Ice Path again. Yay! Oh, and Claire's weird gym puzzle. I don't like this one. But okay. There we go. We have Silk Scarf and Swords Dance. I'm not sure if Gyarados is safe to set up against, but it takes 3 hits to knock it out, so I can at least use 1 Swords Dance. And then I go for 2, see if that works, and it does. Gyarados is knocked out in 1 strength. I just continue with strength against the Dragonairs 2 to not have Ice Fang 5% mischange. They're both knocked out in 1 hit. Oh my god, I did it. The hours of Voltorb Flip worked. And strength hits the Kingdra. And it's knocked out in 1 hit. Yes! Swords Dance! My worst fear now is having to delete Swords Dance for an HM and then later on needing Swords Dance again for like Red or something and having to do all that Voltorb Flip again. Anyway, I need to learn Whirlpool now to actually get the badge. Replace Ice Fang though, which I was mainly holding on to that for the Claire fight specifically. When I checked Bulbapedia to make sure Whirlpool was necessary, I read that I'd be given a Dratini for answering these questions. I was worried it was forced, but I can just not talk to him, and he won't give me one. Whew, that was close. Now unfortunately I have to leave Blackthorn City with Whirlpool still on Croconaw. This is because I chose SoulSilver. I did it knowing it would be the harder one, that's, the point of it, the challenges, but I don't know how annoying it would be to have to take Whirlpool all the way to the Whirl Islands, then circle around all of Johto again to forget it. I go back to Professor Elm's lab and he tells me to go all the way to Apricot City to see the Kimono Girls. Oh, and Lyra stands here and stops you from leaving. Okay, cool. Our rival is already there and already lost, apparently. A level 38 Umbreon. That's actually really high level for Johto standards. And I can't set up Swords Dance in a meaningful way here, because the fights are all separate, but still one after another, so I can't heal. And after the Espeon, Croconaw's almost already fainted. I don't know how I'm gonna beat this. Flareon was at least a one-shot, but Jolteon's going to outspeed me, and obviously knock me out. This isn't good. This is really bad. And then they send me all the way back to Blackthorn City since I hadn't healed since then. That might be good though. I hate to do it, but I might need to delete Whirlpool to get a move that can actually help me in this fight. The biggest problem is Jolteon, but Umbreon was quite bad too. I could learn Dig, but I don't know if more damage is even what I need against Jolteon. Its health and defense are terrible, so I'd probably one-shot it. I just have to survive 1 hit or outspeed it. Return would be more powerful than Strength, and neutral against all of them. Oh, Waterfall. It's the same base power as Strength, but plus 50% same type attack bonus. That'll definitely do it. I'll also make sure to switch the Silk Scarf for Mystic Water. Here we go. Let's see Waterfall against Umbreon. Over half health of damage, and a flinch. So we beat Umbreon with no damage taken. Oh, this is good. This is what we've been training for this whole time. Against Espeon, accidentally hit Surf instead of Waterfall. But Flareon is still 1 hit too. Do I have the health to withstand Jolteon? Only just barely. 3 health left. And Waterfall does beat it in 1 hit. Now against Vaporeon you have to switch to Strength, and Vaporeon has Quick Attack. Alright, I just have to do that again, but use Waterfall on Espeon this time. Now this time I still get the flinch on Umbreon, and Jolteon just uses a double team so I don't take damage from that either. But of course, Vaporeon's infamously impressive base stats for HP and access to Acid Armor means it takes 3 strengths to defeat. Oh dang, I just realized I shouldn't have healed at Ecruteak when I got here. Then I could just have my Croconaw faint and I'd teleport back to Blackthorn. I need to go delete Waterfall to my Whirlpool. Alright, setting a timer. Let's see how long it takes me to go all the way to Blackthorn and back around to Ecruteak. Okay, checking Bulbapedia. Originally you needed Waterfall to make it through the Whirl Islands, but in the remakes you don't. Maybe I'm better off deleting Strength, just in case. Okay, it took 3 minutes and 38 seconds. That included the move deletion too, actually. Anyway, going to the Whirl Islands now. And it's dark in here. And I can't get Flash. I also can't find a good map, so I'm just wandering blindly. It seems kind of linear. Oh, but there are people swimming out here. Oh, I'm back on the main route. I have no idea which island to enter. You know, while I'm here, let's battle that Suicune weirdo. Oh, I should have healed at Blackthorn City again so I could teleport there by losing the battle. And there's a Strength Rock here. It didn't even mention Strength Rocks. Okay, I looked harder for a good map after panicking a bit, and I think it'll be okay. I just need to go to either Island A or Island B. Whichever those are. Okay, B is the first one. And I just took the wrong path first. Okay. I finally made it. Alright, Luvia. You're fucking dead. Swords Dance. Waterfall. Second Waterfall. Wow, Luvia was kind of weak. The Hydro Pump did no damage, and it almost took only one Waterfall. And one of the Komodo girls was a bit disappointed about that. Whatever. For Victory Road, I'm predicting you'll need Surf, Waterfall, and Strength, so I'm going to go get Whirlpool deleted, then head over. I'll actually keep the slot open in case I'm wrong. Oh, and hey, Suicune's here, behind a cut tree, so actually I can't get to it. Huh. Also, I'm just realizing this now. I don't need Strength to get through the cave, because I already used Strength to get through the cave. So, that's gonna come up later. So of course, I spent some time in New Bark Town before heading east to the Pokemon League. My first trainer battle in Kanto was against this ace trainer with a level 32 Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. I almost lost actually, only having Waterfall is a bit of trouble against grass types. Oh, even worse though, he's only having Waterfall against a Quagsire with Water Absorb. Well, it's good I saved before coming here. This trainer is optional, I just wanted to fight them, but okay, fine, I'll not. Just have to be very careful here. Whew, that was pretty dangerous. And the next trainer just has a level 35 Mareep. Anyway, at this point, I'm starting to run low on healing items. I'm getting hit by lots of status effects, and Waterfall is low on PP. Oh, and perfect timing. I found the house to rest in, like, exactly right after I typed that. Fantastic. Okay, now this ace trainer has a Parasect with dry skin. I did save after the last unbeatable trainer though, so I only have to redo like half of this. You know, back when I was young playing Pokemon Silver, I had to take this path constantly. I never found the key to the magnet trainer, whatever the item is. You're supposed to get it from Team Rocket, but I just forgot where it was, and if you don't get the item immediately, you'll never find it randomly on your own. But actually, having redone that, and now recording this, it might have just not gotten the ticket for it. Because I'm pretty sure I fought Misty. Maybe. I don't actually know. I was looking for the magnet train, like the power plant key, whatever. And so if you don't have that, then the only ways to get between Johto and Kanto are crossing through here, or the SS, and it's Aqua, actually. I didn't know the name was different when I wrote this. It's a lot easier to go from Johto to Kanto because you just cross over right from New Barktown, but to the opposite way, you have to go all the way through this whole path each time. It's pretty annoying, but I've been down this path a lot. Anyway, that Ace Trainer from before looks mandatory, so I have to cheat Strength now, but I think I'm in the clear for Whirlpool being required. That should be good. They really love their counters to Water type on this route. There's just been a lot of them. Here I am on Victory Road. Strength is immediately required. Good. And the whole thing was actually quite straightforward. There weren't any trainers in it, I was surprised. So it's just time for the final rival fight. HMs. You forced me to circle through Ice Path too many times. Now it's time to end this. I've gotten all the HMs I'll ever need. Swords Dance 1. Sneasel hits with Feint Attack. Swords Dance 2. Sneasel hits with Feint Attack. Swords Dance 3. Sneasel hits with Feint Attack. I need all these Swords Dances to ensure I beat Meganium in one hit. And predictably, Meganium is the next Pokemon he sends out. Also predictably, just one Waterfall was enough. It was a crit, but I don't think it mattered. After that, Magneton falls, Haunter falls, Kadabra falls, Golbat falls. We all fall to Waterfall. Anyway. Then it's the Indigo Plateau. There are no final preparations this time. I've already done them. I've shown that my Croconaw is powerful enough. I have no doubt. Psychic Will. Opens with a weak Xatu, allowing me to set up Swords Dance easily. He does, however, confuse me, which makes this attack boosting thing a little bit dangerous, so I stop after Croconaw hits itself in confusion. And getting a special defense drop from Psychic, so I guess just one boost will be enough. Just need to not hit yourself in confusion. You've got it, Croconaw. The only deviation in strategy from Sweep with Waterfall is Exeggutor, where I go for Strength and don't deal enough damage and I'm knocked out by Psychic. Okay, let's just not get confused this time, and do 2 Swords Dances. Everything goes according to plan. I get hit by 2 Psychics, but no defense drop, so I'm much safer, and nice easy sweep, really. The Ninja Koga. Pokemon are not merely brute force, you shall see soon enough. Well, that may be true, but sometimes brute force is good enough. I think Swords Dance will show you that. I do get hit by a String Shot. It isn't actually String Shot, I forget what it is. It would have been bad. Funnily, String Shot would have been one of the worst moves I could have been hit by, because lowering speed would mean I couldn't sweep safely, but I defeat Ariados and Fortress easily. Fortress actually has equal to or higher than Ariados in every stat, even speed and attack. That's just how bad Ariados is. I defeated Mach in one hit. It was a crit, which might have mattered. And then Koga tells me he was planning on this, where he's just left with a Venomoth up against an unstoppable Waterfall Destruction Machine. Koga's not very good at planning. But next is... oh, the next one. How is he the only one that kept his spot? No. I was going to stop at 2 Swords Dances, but it's hit my top digs, giving me a free turn for another one, so you know it's Bruno. You still got it on it. This guy. Okay. So next to Karen, the use the Pokemon you like woman. I think you'd be proud to hear I'm using the singular Pokemon I like the most. Also, I forgot to use an Ether before I went into this, so I only have 3 Waterfalls. And we had trouble getting an Umbreon before. This one is just using Double Team. We'll just kind of dance with each other for 3 turns in a row, and we'll see how that goes, okay? Then she confuses me. And the max attack boosted hitting yourself in confusion, and then a miss, because I'm down from 3 double teams now. I went all the way to 6 double teams and still haven't hit one time. Okay, cool, great. At least payback, that's the only thing it's hitting me with, is really weak. If I just sweep the whole team after this, I'll be fine. Or she'll crit. Cool. Great little dance. I also wasn't saving between battles for this one, just to see how that felt. So I quickly have to rebattle all of them before fighting Karen again, and they were just as easy as before. I do find that the Gyarados used Web Spin, not String Shot, and the crit against Muck didn't matter. Whatever. Back to Karen. I still open up with the Swords Dance. She uses Payback, which is great. Even if it crits, it's way better than having double team. And then Feint Attack is almost nothing too. And all 3 Swords Dances are set up. I'm expecting to be able to sweep from here. She just sent out a Vileplume, which is pretty dangerous, but Strength still works on it. Then her Gengar actually reduces the Strength PP, which is a bit inconvenient. Waterfall destroys it, and her Houndoom, and her Murkrow. Well, good job, Karen. You did manage to beat me once. Strong Pokemon. Weak Pokemon. That is only the selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try to win with the Pokemon they love best. Lance is going to be difficult, potentially. Dragon-type resists water, of course. I decided to save before fighting him because the rest of Elite Four isn't interesting enough to bother refighting, and Lance might take multiple tries. He opens with a Gyarados, just like Claire. Swords Dance can make up for the Intimidate and more, and Dragon Pulse isn't doing too much damage to me. 3 Swords Dance isn't actually fully boosted attack, but I think +5 is enough. Certainly enough for Gyarados. Now, he's a level 49 Dragonite, the strongest Pokemon we've seen so far. Does not quite go down to a single strength, and hits a super effective Thunder, knocking out Croconaw. Wow. Okay, if we use one more Swords Dance, that would be enough to beat that Dragonite. Let's see if that can win us the fight. One of Gyarados' Dragon Pulses crits, meaning we only barely have enough health for the 4th Swords Dance. This is not good. Doesn't he have an Aerodactyl? That'll probably outspeed us. But for now, the Dragonite was defeated in 1 hit. And the second one. And yeah, there's the Aerodactyl. And it outspeeds us with Thunder Fang. But it misses. That is very lucky. The final Dragonite, level 50, critical hit strength, probably didn't need it. And now it's Charizard. Defeated with a single Waterfall. Oh, alright, we did it. Croconaw, we made it. I did have a backup plan for if the Aerodactyl hit us. A Silk Scarf to boost the power of strength, since I wasn't even using the Mystic Water for most of that fight. I would use that instead of the Force of Swords Dance, and then not getting crit by Gyarados would have given us a lot of extra health, hopefully enough to survive a hit. But of course, this is not the end. All the Kanto gyms and finally Red still await us. I was going to really rush through it, but the gym leaders are a lot harder than I was expecting. Almost all of them are at least stronger than Lance, so while I will be speeding up here, there's still some challenges. Oh yeah, we get to go on the SS-An, or Aqua, actually. I didn't even know they were different until now. But there's a Sudowoodo in the way. Okay, that's good. And Entei's here too. Hello, Entei. I'll just one-shot it with Waterfall. Nice, I guess. Raikou is here too? Sure, I'll just get extremely good luck that doesn't actually matter and knock out Raikou in 1 hit 2. Okay. Alright, let's go SS Aqua. The one flaw of this remake, the SS Aqua battles don't refresh every time you take it, maybe? I don't actually know for sure. So I checked after recording this much later on, and the battles do not refresh. Like, even if it's a separate day, you cannot repeat these battles, which is a huge flaw in this remake. But when I was young, I spent so much time battling people on the SS Aqua. I just found it fun. I like boats. I like when you're like traveling in a large vehicle in a video game and also doing something else. Like last time I played Starbound, I modded it to have extra long ship travel times, like 10 minutes. So I could spend time on the ship while traveling to other places, and I'd like sleep, or build things, or craft things, whatever. It didn't matter. I just wanted to be, doing a thing while traveling. I just find that very fun for some weird reason. Anyway, the events on there don't matter much, but it was a decent time. We're in Vermilion City now. For a moment, I panicked, seeing there was a cut tree still blocking Lieutenant Search's gym, but I can surf around that. And then in the minutes of searching trash cans to get through this gym, I accidentally talked to one of the gym trainers, and I'm really close to losing. He just needed to use a better move than Swift, and I would have actually just lost. I hate this gym, I hate this gym, I hate this gym. These trash cans. God. Anyway, not a single one of Surge's Pokemon even tried to attack me. Literally, it was just Double Team and one Light Screen. I was actually worried about that one, but no, they just didn't even fight. And then I actually lose to a random gym trainer in Sabrina's gym because her Slowbro Slack Off healed more damage than I could deal in a single attack, and it nearly defeated me while I was asleep. And then I almost lost a second time too, until I remembered I have Sword Stance, so I can just increase the damage I deal. That was kind of stupid. But the level curve here is better than I remember. Sabrina is, all of her Pokemon are level 50, and they outspeed me. So I'll just have to fight the gyms in whatever order ends up being easiest to try to level up more. And then I don't know if getting the power plant part back is necessary to get Misty into the gym, but I do that first, and then get Misty back in the gym. Walt. Stop calling me Walt. I'm not going to the bug catching competition with you, Walt. Sorry, Walt. The battle with Misty. It was kind of funny because her Golduck disables my Sword Stance after the second one, and then I don't quite knock out her Lapras in one hit, so she keeps healing it, and I damage it and she heals it for a bit, but other than that it was really easy. The next battle's a bit awkward though, because the ones that would be easier, Janine, Blaine, and Brock, are also the ones that are far away. So to reduce backtracking, I try Sabrina again at a higher level. The first time she destroys me, but the next time I try without using Sword Stance, and she doesn't even attack with Espeon. And so it wasn't quite a sweep, because I used Reflect here, but it was pretty close to one. Moving on to Celadon City, I go to the department store and buy some TMs for return. Might come in handy later. And to reach the Celadon gym, I actually need to use Cut, which is kind of difficult to get from here. So rather than go all the way back to Blackthorn, I'll just do that gym last. I really don't want to try it and then not be strong enough, because it's the grass type gym, so it might be pretty difficult. So now I want to go to Fuchsia City. To get there, I'm going to go on the faster cycling road, which requires a bike, which you get from Goldenrod City, but I never got it, so I have to go on a tiny fetch quest to get a pass for the train to Goldenrod City, to get the bike, to get onto Cycling Road, to get to Janine's gym. Janine's gym has a kind of fun gimmick with everybody dressing up as her, but then I accidentally found the real Janine when I wanted to fight more fake ones. Dang. Her Crobat confuses and screeches Croconaw, so with my raised attack and lowered defense, I really don't want to hit myself in confusion. Then I do, and deal 89 damage to myself. Wow. Other than that, Janine kind of seemed like the weakest Kanto gym leader. Her highest level Pokemon is level 50, and it's not like Venomoth, Ariados, and Weezing are like very powerful Pokemon. So the normal way of surfing to Cinnabar is closed because of rocks, so I have to go to Pallet Town instead, which I guess is through Diglett Cave. And then while I was nearby, I decided to check Lavender Town, where I can pick up a card to give me the Pokeflute radio station, because I fixed the power plant. And here it is, the Snorlax blocking Diglett Cave, which I need that radio card for. Beautiful. A level 50 Snorlax. Let's see how many hits it can take. Only 2. I hope I didn't need those leftovers that it had. And now on the other side of Diglett Cave, and we need Cut to get through. Damn it. Okay, well, I need Surf to reach Blaine, and for fighting Brock, Blaine, and Blue, I want to keep Waterfall. For fighting Erica, I want to keep Strength. I think the best way to do this is to go back to Blackthorn to delete Surf, and then learn Cut to fight Erica, then go back to Blackthorn and delete Strength to learn Surf again. My only worry is then Blue has some Pokemon I might want to use Strength against. And also, this is where I make a mistake. I've only realized later I did not need Strength to go back to Blackthorn, because the Bold was already moved. I only need Surf. But I thought I needed Strength, so that restricted my movesets a little bit more than it should have. In the end, I deleted Waterfall to learn Cut. This time I finally remembered to heal at Blackthorn City so I can get back here by just losing a battle. And then in Erica's gym there's these twins saying they don't know anybody with only one Pokemon, but then here's Big Tinker Tanya here with only one Pokemon. So, Erica's gym, she opens with Jumpluff and uses Sunny Day, which gives me time for one Swords Dance before Giga draining a fourth of my health. I still go for another though, and after that I start using Strength. Her Jumpluff is faster, so I also have a Leech Seed on Croconaw. It's not that bad though. If I outspeed them from here, then I can easily win. I don't even outspeed her Tangela. It doesn't do much damage, but that's really bad. And her Blossom instantly Solar Beams and knocks out Croconaw. That's really not good. I'm like 20 levels higher. And I have pretty good EVs and speed. Let's see. So I have 128. Looking at this Pokemon stat calculator, it's impossible for a Blossom at that level to be faster. And then I saw her entire team has Chlorophyll, which doubles speed in sunlight. Her only Pokemon without Sunny Day on it is Tangela. Maybe I can knock out her Pokemon in one hit without Swords Dance, which would stop them from using Sunny Day. Her Jumpluff is faster even without Sunny Day, but this time uses Giga Drain first. And no, it takes 2 Strength to knock out Jumpluff, so she still sets up Sunny Day. Maybe I could, stall against Tangela until Sunny Day is over, because it's her weakest one. So this time, I start with Swords Dance, because doubling attack and then attacking is better than attacking twice. And this time, Jumpluff doesn't even use Sunny Day at all. Okay, that might work too. I set up another Swords Dance against Tangela, but her Tangela crits, so Croconaw's now to 20 health, but 1 Strength knocks Tangela out, and Blossom out, and Victory Bell. That was actually a pretty close fight. So now, in order to save a trip back to Blackthorn City, I have to go fight Blaine without healing at a Pokemon Center. Though, since Diglett Cave lets out right here, I go to try fighting Brock, the rock-hard Pokemon trainer, first. Hey, he says his Pokemon are impervious to physical attacks. Well, that's perfect, because this is the only fight I plan to be using only special attacks. Surf is able to sweep his entire team, except for the 2 water types, but they only take 2 hits. Just a nice, easy fight. I passed through Riverdene City, and on my way to Pallet Town, make sure to take out 1 level 2 Pidgey. I make it all the way to Blaine's gym, avoiding any fights to preserve PP. When it comes to the fight itself though, it was much easier than getting here. Surf sweep through all of it except his Rapidash, who he used 3 full restores on before I eventually crit it to defeat it in 1 hit. And then I go check up on Blue in the ruins of Cinnabar Island, because we have the other 7 badges, he wants to battle us. I head to his gym and battle. I'm not expecting to win, but when I lose, I'll get to teleport back to Blackthorn's Pokemon Center, delete Surf for Waterfall, my most powerful move, and come back stronger. I'm not really sure what my strategy is though. I guess Strength is stronger than Surf, so I set up a Swords Dance, but he opened up with Exeggutor and uses Leaf Storm immediately, knocking out Croconaw in 1 hit. Okay, that's a problem that Waterfall won't solve. How do I deal with that? I reload my save and see how much damage Strength does. A little bit less than half. Leaf Storm still 1-shots. Okay, so first idea, use a super effective move. If I had Crunch, that would deal twice as much damage as Strength, which did almost half. So level up a bit, get Black Glasses since Strength had the Silk Scarf, and use Crunch to defeat Exeggutor in 1 hit. To get Crunch back, I need a Heart Scale for the move relearner, and there's supposed to be one in Vermilion City in this boat. Weird. And luckily the black glasses are right next to Blackthorn City, so I just have to lose a battle now to go back. Why am I in Viridian City? I have to go check the footage on this. I didn't heal, but looking at this, what happened is I walked into it before I had remembered I was avoiding Pokemon centers. Then I remembered and immediately left, so that counts. It does mean that if I'm careful enough, I could leave Blackthorn City after depleting strength, except I know that I could have done that anyway. Oh well. My plan for blue either way ends up being to bring Waterfall, Crunch, and Swords Dance, so I can just keep strength 2. Why are you keeping strength? You don't need it. I also need Cut to get to blue. Yeah, okay. Here's when I finally realize I need Surf to get to Blackthorn City. Which I even right then that I should have known that by now. So that makes it pretty risky, because if I mess this up, I'll have to delete Swords Dance and Crunch. I only need to delete one of them, actually. I'm leaving Blackthorn City without Surf, with the plan to get knocked out in battle to teleport back there. But if I go into a Pokemon Center outside of Blackthorn, I'll teleport to that one instead. So if I mess up, then I'll need to relearn Surf, which means I'll have to delete a move. Now when I was doing it, I thought I'd have to delete 2 moves, one of which would have been Swords Dance, which I really don't want to delete. But deleting Crunch would have actually been fine. Oh well. Also, while I'm on my way to Blackthorn, I finally have Cut, so I can go and see Suicune here in this weird place it's been the whole time. And then I immediately accidentally enter a Pokemon Center in Cherry Rose City. Okay, this is gonna be a bit difficult. And I have to reset. After the incredibly long walk from Blackthorn to Viridian, I'm ready to challenge the gym, but there's a slight issue. I wanted to level up like twice to deal a bit more damage, so I'd probably take out Exeggutor in one hit, but I need to do that without going to a Pokemon Center. It's going to be kind of difficult, and I try to train against the trainer in his gym, and immediately lose because his Taurus had Thunder and paralyzed me. Then I wake up in Blackthorn City. Perfect. And so now, I'm going to make you watch the whole walk back at like 3 times the speed it was for me or something, just to show you what a lot of this challenge has been like. There's been so much running through all of Johto and to and from Blackthorn City and Kanto. And then I get back and I almost lose to the second gym trainer who has a Licky with Thunderbolt. They just love their random electric type coverage at this gym, huh? Anyway, all the trainers left in the gym aren't enough for me to actually level up. So I was trying to save rare candies for Red, but fine, here's just 2 of them. Up against his Exeggutor, let's see if Crunch is enough. It wasn't! Oh, but Leaf Storm misses! And then he uses a full restore, of course, but Crunch knocks it out this time because the first Crunch lowered Exeggutor's defense. Alright, that was pretty luck-based, really. And then Rhydon, I could look up his team's moves to check if this has an electric attack. Yeah, I knew it. It has Thunder Fang. This gym loves random electric type coverage. So I just go for Waterfall instead of trying to set up Swords Dances. Machamp, I should be safe against. Let's just see if there's a dangerous move. And oh my god, it also has Thunder Punch. Why? I guess I have to just hope the pure power of Waterfall is enough. And no, it's not even close. But Machamp uses Stone Edge for some reason, and it doesn't do that much damage. Thunder Punch would be like at most double of that, so I think I'm okay to Swords Dance now. Thunder Punch definitely hurts, but it's not that much, and now our Waterfall knocks out Machamp. It's 1 Swords Dance now, so we should be good, but Arcanine intimidates us. And Gyarados is coming up too for another Intimidate, so I go for another kind of dangerous Swords Dance. Arcanine uses Dragon Pulse, dealing decent damage, but we still survive. And Waterfall knocks out in 1 hit, of course. and Pidgeot, leaving just Gyarados. Crunch is only boosted by 1 Sword Stance effectively, so let's see if our preparation was enough. Gyarados is knocked out in 1 hit. I am so relieved I don't have to walk back here again. I head to Professor Oak and get Rock Climb, the key to reaching Red, and granted access to Mount Silver. While leaving Pallet Town, I accidentally get into a fight with an ace trainer. Croconaw levels up. But this time is finally the time. We need Rock Climb. We need to fight Red. Croconaw can evolve to Feraligatr. I decide to check Victory Road from Kanto's side. Alright, it's just a simple road to get right there. So that means to get there from Johto we need Surf and Waterfall. To get there from Kanto we need Cut. And then to actually get through the mountain we need Rock Climb. So for my final moveset, I'm going to keep Sword Stance and Waterfall. So that might mean I'm already prepared. Rock Climb isn't a great attacking move, it's only 85 accuracy, but also 90 power, so if it hits then it's a slight upgrade to strength, which had been my secondary move for a while. So I can just replace Crunch with Rock Climb. So if I do that, then I could be, I think I'm locked out of Blackthorn City, but I'm not. And so what I do instead is I go back to Blackthorn and replace Cut with Surf, which will allow me to get to Kanto through like the Victory Road out of New Barktown by surfing and using Waterfall, which is a more difficult way of getting there, but it's a bit safer because I get to keep Surf on my moveset and theoretically replace Sword Stance with Strength if I needed to. I don't actually need to, but you know. Anyway, this is our final moveset. I don't know if we'll win the fight, we're a bit of a lower level, but I'll try. Here we are, leaving from New Barktown again. And this path might actually be easier than the one using Cut to get to Viridian, because I have to go through like Diglett Cave and stuff. Now I make it to Mount Silver. While traveling through, I happen upon Moltres. Hey, free XP, right? And after a long climb up Mount Silver, I find him. His first Pokemon is Pikachu, of course. It's also hailing. I choose to try Sword Stance. Pikachu outspeeds, and oh my god. 1 Volt Tackle was all it took. I wasn't expecting that. The best I can do right now is use my 2 rare candies, see if I can survive 1 hit and knock out Pikachu with Waterfall, but no, at level 82 it's just not enough. I guess I have to get a higher level. Maybe do something to boost speed or survive this attack? Still, that might not be enough. Venusaur is surely coming after Pikachu, and I don't think I'll be able to take it out in 1 hit so easily. What I need is to survive 1 hit so I can Sword Stance, then outspeed Pikachu on the next turn to knock it out. I think my fastest method of training right now is collecting rare candies. So I watched this video that has somebody picking up all the hidden rare candies. It was pretty helpful. I can't get all of them without changing HMs, which is way more effort than it's worth. So I get 10 total, so 8 more than I had before. And I level up once along the way. And then go all the way back to Mount Silver. I can use 8 of the rare candies though, so I'm only matching the Pikachu in level instead of over-leveling them. And here are Feraligatr's stats at this point. So the fight starts and I finally outspeed his Pikachu, and Waterfall defeats it in 1 hit. Venusaur is next, of course, which is the reason that I'd wanted to use Sword Stance on Pikachu. Waterfall doesn't even do a fourth of Venusaur's health. Rock Climb would have done more though, but then Giga Drain is enough to fully heal Venusaur, and a second one is enough to knock out Feraligatr. So next time I have to see if Feraligatr can survive a Volt Tackle to get a Sword Stance in. Pikachu uses Thunderbolt instead, but it's no less deadly. Volt Tackle should be even more damage than that, so we're far from being safe. But this time I know I can survive 1 hit from Venusaur, so if I use 1 Sword Stance, then a single Rock Climb might knock it out. I also switch Mystic Water for Silk Scarf for more power on Rock Climb. Waterfall still knocks out Pikachu in 1 hit, and here's Venusaur. Giga Drain still does over half health in 1 hit, and I miss Rock Climb. Okay, let's just try that again. We're back at the same point, but with a little less health this time. Let's go Rock Climb. It's close to taking out Venusaur in one hit, but not quite. It's also not close enough, but I think the 2 more rare Kanto I have would be enough. I have to wonder if there's a held item out there that could help here. Like, maybe a berry that heals us enough to survive 2 Giga Drains? Or like one of the berries that halves the damage from a super effective move? The berries that heal a percentage of health are only available from Pal Park, Multiplayer Berry Spin, or trading for shards in Violet City. Shards require Rock Smash, which I don't want to teach Feraligatr now, really. And they're really annoying to get anyway. To get the berry to make a super effective move weaker, I have to buy scratch cards at the Battle Frontier until I happen to get the right berry. Leftovers can only be gotten from Snorlax, which I can't catch a Snorlax, and Feraligatr doesn't have any moves to steal items. I'd like to learn an interesting move like Ice Fang or Ice Punch or Aerial Ace, but I have such a limited moveset since I need Rock Climb and Cut or Surf to get here. As much as I want to use something more fun like a rare berry, I can't really get any of them, so my remaining option is to just level up by fighting the Elite Four some more. And speaking of the limited moveset, I can't even get to the Pokemon League to fight the Elite Four because it requires strength, and I can't learn that without deleting Swords Dance. And I could have gone to Blackthorn City, but again I forgot. So I have to choose between training somewhere else or 2 more hours of Voltorb Flip to get Swords Dance. So instead I looked up a list of all gym leader rematches and found that the day I had set out for training, Saturday, was a kind of good day for getting rematches, which seemed more fun than searching out random trainers in Kanto. So I was only able to get Whitney and Brock, and then most of my actual experience was from random trainers in Kanto that I hadn't fought yet. And then after that I finished training up to level 88 on my trip up Matt Silver to fight Red again. Again, I went with 88 because I want to see if I can beat him at the same level as his Pikachu instead of over-leveling it. Also, while I was training I had an idea that might work. The idea being Rock Climb has a 20% chance of confusing the target. If I hit that and the confusion triggers, so a 10% chance total, then Venusaur is knocked out with only 1 Rock Climb. After a lot of attempts, something keeps going wrong before I even hit Venusaur, so I just level up to 90 to see how that goes instead, because it was getting really annoying. First off, let's see if I can survive 1 move from Pikachu. Yes, actually. It paralyzed Feraligatr, and the health is now is too low to survive the hail that's going on. I haven't even mentioned that yet, it's hailing up here. So that just means I can't actually survive on very low health like this. Second try, I knock out the Pikachu immediately, because that wasn't really going to work. Venusaur goes for Sleep Powder, which is annoying, and then Feraligatr doesn't wake up in time, but it does survive 2 Giga Drains and then 1 shots Venusaur with Rock Climb. So if things go well, we should pretty easily get past Venusaur. And actually, if it Sleep Powders and misses, we get past Venusaur without any damage except the hill, and that's exactly what happened on my next attempt. Finally, past Venusaur. Next up is Blastoise. I probably can't one-shot it yet, so I go for another Swords Dance. Unfortunately, Blastoise used Focus Blast. It doesn't do too much damage though, and then 1 Rock Climb knocks out Blastoise. For Snorlax though, I break out Waterfall. Also just 1 hit. Lapras is also defeated in a single Rock Climb, and then Charizard, of course, only takes a single Waterfall. Oh, okay, no, the game's about to forcefully save. No, okay. Whew. So that required some pretty good luck. Venusaur had to use Sleep Powder, then miss, and I had to hit every Rock Climb. But I want to keep trying with a level 88 Feraligatr just to see if I can do it. And then on this attempt, I get another Sleep Powder miss, but at level 88, 1 Swords Dance and 1 Rock Climb isn't quite enough damage to knock out Venusaur. So Venusaur uses another Sleep Powder, and then Red uses a full Restore. Then the next time I try, I get 3 Sleep Powder misses in a row, and a Confusion, but Venusaur doesn't hit itself, but because of the extra turns taken, the hail was enough to knock out Venusaur. From there on, the fight is very similar, except Blastoise misses a Focus Blast, and Rock Climb wasn't enough to beat Lapras in one hit, but it did get confused and hit itself. That might have been a range, so I probably didn't need to be that lucky, just like hit a high damage range. Anyway, I did it. I defeated Red at level 88 with only a single Pokemon for the entire game. Here's my Pokedex. See, never caught any other Pokemon. Here's my PC with that egg still sitting in it. It feels good to finally beat Red. This last stretch took a lot longer than the rest of it. Blue and Red, fittingly, were both quite difficult. But this was really fun. SoulSilver is one of the best Pokemon games. Definitely like the most complete and polished. Well, except for the Johto level curve and Team Rocket. They did add extra Team Rocket boss fights compared to the original, and they're just so bad. It was like a level 20 Arbok or something, when Price is right next to Price is like a level 37. God. They should just be removed from the game entirely, and it would be a lot better. But the good stuff has Pokemon that follow you around. That's basically the best feature of any Pokemon game. It has 2 whole regions, and Kanto is actually kind of fun this time. The gym leader rematches, pretty fun. I didn't use them, but the Battle Frontier and Pokeathlon, also kind of fun. To make this even better, I got to do the whole thing with my favorite Pokemon. Thank you, Totodile. Wow. Thank you, Totodile. That was so nice of you to say.